All right, so the question is, when somebody searches for a business like yours on AI, do you show up? A lot of people don't want to know the answer to that question. They look and they go, why isn't it recommending me? Well, there's a lot of reasons why it's not recognizing you. Today's websites are not designed for the AI revolution. You're starting to hear catchphrases like AEO, which is answer engine optimization. It's kind of like the SEO of the AI era, but they're calling it a lot of other things. Large language model searches, all of those things. Well, I'm sure if you've Googled anything recently, you've noticed you've Gemini'd it. What I mean by that is Gemini is now taking over. As a matter of fact, Google announced May, don't hold me to this, the 21st, I believe it was, May 21st, they announced that they were going to be leaning on the AI answers to the questions versus traditional search. So what that means is your website needs to be answering these questions, not the traditional way. Say you're at a restaurant, people would say, bar near me. Now they're like, so what's the best bar near me? That's what they're going to ask. It's like they're talking to a friend, and you want to be that answer. How are you going to be that answer? You need a smart site. Most sites were built for the old internet, traditional SEO, static pages, WordPress, human visitors only. Well, the humans aren't visiting your site now. The bots are. And these are good bots, not the bots you heard about. These are the bots that crawl your site and learn everything about. So when someone goes and asks Claude or Gemini or ChatGPT or Perplexity, and if those all sound Greek to you, that's because these are the AI models today. There's also Quen, there's also Manus, there's a lot of them out there. And everybody uses a different one, and whatever they're using, you want it to recommend you. Yeah, the problem isn't that your website looks bad, because looks don't matter to AI. What matters is, does AI understand what your site is saying? I can't tell you how many clients we have that have the most beautiful websites. When they come to us, I look at it and go, wow, your developer did an amazing job. That's a beautiful website. What do you do again? Okay, let's talk about cookie cutters, all right? Cookie cutter websites. I can't tell you how many times I'll see a WordPress site that I know I can tell the frame it's built on the second I see it. And what happens is a lot of these companies have built these on reused frames. And guess what's in those reused frames? Metadata. What's metadata? It's all the little things that tell the machine language in the back what your website's about. I can't tell you how many times we've crawled a website about a restaurant and I get, they're a medical store. And people go, oh my God, how did that happen? We're not a medical supply company. Well, they used a medical supply company to build your website. That was the framework they used. And that's what ends up telling Google what your store is and confuses the site, and then therefore you don't exist. A human visitor visits your site, they can tell exactly what you are. They go, oh, he's a restaurant. But Google doesn't know you're a restaurant. They think you sell rubber gloves. Okay, this is one of my favorite website critiques. Word vomit. If you know what word vomit is, we know you're an expert in your business, and we know you want to tell everybody about it, and you feel like if you cram as many words into your website as possible, you're going to win, and you're like, oh, that'll educate everyone. Well, guess what? No one reads your website. Bots read your website, but when people come to see your website, it needs to clearly articulate what you do. And I can't tell you how many people, their websites don't do that. So what is an AI smart site, you ask me? Well, those are modern sites that answer all of these questions. And these sites are cutting edge, state of the art, the newest websites out there. They answer AEO questions, SEO questions. And I don't want to talk technical with you. I want to tell you exactly what these things do. And what they are is ask and answer. So on the website, you want to ask the question just like you're on a podcast. So because that's how people want to know. They ask and answer. So that is the key these days to how are you the answer to these questions. You also need to have content out there and blog posts. These blogs need to answer these questions. They need to be, out there in the world, making you have third-party authority. You are the answer to all of these questions. That's why it's so important what Google says about you. And what that means is the reviews. What do reviews say about you? What does Yelp say about you? Everyone goes, oh no, Yelp. But seriously, it's very important. What do these things say about you? Press releases are very important now. Why? Because a press release will actually be newsworthy, and that news article is crawled by the AI and goes, hey, these guys are about that. And it's very important. Different businesses different vehicles, different niches, different genres. It all matters to which of these work. And you need an expert and a team to look at your website and design this for you. That's where we came up with these smart sites. Smart sites actually not only answer all of these questions, but have the latest technologies built into them so they automate and stay up with the current times. It's so important these days because technology is coming so fast. AI is changing every day. Some people are just standing back and going, I'll just wait for something to happen. Some people are being, some people who are in it think it's moving too fast and they feel like they're left behind. That's why we tried to design these sites to answer all of these questions for you, handle all the work for you so you can run your business. You don't want to be thinking about AI. You don't want to be doing that. You want these sites to handle it for you. One of the things I want to discuss with these smart sites is all the things that are built in, right? It's like the Swiss Army knife of websites that people have called it that, but what I want to do is stress how much is in these websites that there's a reason. They're not in there to just be junk. They're in there because it's all integral to your website. A CRM. Most people, I say that to them, they're like, what's a CRM? Customer Relations Manager. It is the thing you do. You email your customers. Oh, they went to my website. I mean to send them an email and I mean to follow up with them. And I mean, it will do all of that automated and better than you and a sales force could ever do. Well, I shouldn't say that. Personal touch is always important. Here's another thing, have your website tell you who visited your website, everything about them, and then write marketing to them. What I mean by that is not just writing them emails. I mean designing a marketing plan around the visitors that are already coming to your website. And I mean the people that are purchasing, the people that are on their journey, the people you want to convert. Another really cool thing that we've added to these websites is a 24/7 sales bot. This is not your little chat bot in the corner. This is a bot you can have a full-blown conversation with that people on your website at 2 o'clock in the morning can have a conversation with it. And oh, by the way, it documents that entire conversation and follows up with those people and gives you the lead in real time, puts it in your CRM. It's there for you in the morning where you're like, hey, this guy at 2 a.m. decided he wanted to ask us a billion questions. He looks like a really great hot prospect. You know about it in the morning and you're ready to go. I also plug these into your phone because a lot of people don't have people answering the phone call 24/7. And guess what? If you'd be surprised after hours how much business you're throwing away. If you get one more lead, does it not pay for itself? Today I had a client that wanted to add a blog page to her website. And I said, oh, you want a blog page? And she said, yeah. I said, do you want a blog page that writes itself? And she goes, well, yeah, but I don't want it to be junk. I'm like, no, that actually writes to the people that visit your site, looks at who they are, their demographics, everything about those people, does a full analysis, looks for your ideal customer in there, what their pain points are, what they want, and writes blogs that speak to them and also educates them and isn't salesy. And she goes, yeah, I would love that. Okay. In about an hour, she had that on her website, and all she does is click a button and writes it, and she goes yes or no if she likes it or not. Ranking is super important too. And as a matter of fact, it's very important to AI. If you rank high on Google searches and Bing searches, you're also going to rank higher on SEO and AEO searches and large language model searches. They go hand in hand. They try to tell us that they don't, but they really do, because Google, obviously, if they're recommending you number 1 or 2 organically, now you know the difference, right? Somebody's looking in your website and you see those first 5 sponsored ad on the map, you see people, and then you start to see the organics. Or if you rank organic and you're halfway down the page, but you're the first one that's actually real, you are going to rank higher on AI searches. So that's very important. And you didn't pay to play there. You got it organically. And how do you get those rankings? That's all the same answers to SEO and AEO. Here's another thing that shocks people. Speed matters. Speed really matters. How fast does your website load? And how fast does it load on a mobile phone? I can't tell you how many people care about what their desktop website looks like and their customer is in their car. They're not on their laptop, they're not on a desktop, they're looking on mobile, and their site is not ready for mobile. And it's got to load fast. Not only because you think people are impatient and not going to wait for your site to load, it's Google and all the search engines are not going to wait for your site to load. They go, don't go to that page. So I just had a client that needed a new page for their website. They were like, oh, we just started to offer this service. And I'm like, okay. And by the 2 minutes later, they had that. That would have taken, how many weeks with a web developer in the past. Not even because they were slow or because they were backed up, because of the coding they had to do for a classic WordPress site. And then did they do everything right? Did they get the SEO set right? Did they get the meta tags right? Did they get the keywords on that page? Like, you know, and then you don't like the look of the page. Well, with AI smart sites, you can do it and say, yep, I like it. I don't like that. I don't like that. Okay, it's fixed. And everything in the back end is done for you. And everything is programmed to be the best in class of every single function it does. And that's what AI can do. Look, I had a marketing company with 12 full-time employees, and now they're bots. Why? Because the bots are experts in their field. Each bot is specialized to its one tool. One of the questions I get is, why should I do it now? AI is evolving. What's going to happen? Well, guess what? These sites are evolving as well. These sites are built on the latest models of ChatGPT, Claude, and Perplexity. And as a new model comes out, we add the new engine to it. The last thing people want to do is change. And changing websites sounds daunting and scary. It's not scary. So hey, go fill out that form at the bottom. It's going to tell me a little bit about your business. We'll have a meeting, and then I'm going to make you a demo of what your new site's going to look like for free. And we can have you live in 7 days.